You want? I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're gonna
Is that a threat?
Army. I don't give a fuck.
How does this make you feel? Huh? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all the scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches?
You want? I got scratches. I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're gonna
I don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're gonna
find the whole
fucking army. I don't give a fuck.
Is that a threat? This is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcast. I'm going to do the disclaimer. Use allegedly, apply the but-for legal standard, the reasonable prudent individual standard. We assert all constitutional rights. And that includes Mr. Consueler, equal protection to the law against stalking, hacking, peeping, harassment, finding out violating my privacy, finding out information Mr. Perry shouldn't know anything about, Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 1513, and all local similar laws. Okay? Are you biased against women? You got misogyny problems? Or what is your deal? So, Mr. Perry we got this. Hang on. So, first he jams up my Dasher app, so I miss a delivery. That's been sent to Mr. Miller, my attorney. And then this is his guy, right here. Recognize that at all? That's your guy, right? And what were you trying to do there? I don't know, get a picture. I go where you are in the state of Oklahoma. I live in Lubbock, Texas, but I'm always in Oklahoma. They can't get me to leave. I go everywhere you are to take pictures of you, to show everybody I'm not stalking you. Yep, and then I get a GPS that takes me way the hell far away from where the actual person lived. And so I get a violation. First of all, it cost me a lot of gas. I got to call the person. I got to go, where the hell are you? And then they told me, here's where we live. I went there. And so that cost me a lot of gas. The Dasher GPS took me way off the beaten where I was supposed to be. Then it sends me a notification. You got a violation for being late, delivering the food late. Oh my God, wow. Okay, so then I try to go on to the app to explain what happened. Here's what your GPS took me to the wrong place, or Hacker Perry. We don't know, right? Which is it, Perry? You tell us. So that cost me a lot of gas. I can't get the app to work. I got this blank screen here, the white. That's the blank screen I got from Mr. Perry, not letting me pull up the violation so I can answer what happened. Then I call them. I call support and spent about 20 minutes explaining the whole thing. They're trying to fix my app. We finally got it fixed and I was able to explain. So whoever did that, listen to this.
How do you feel?
Okay, listen to this again. I've moved twice to get away from Charles Perry and drama. People in Lubbock complain about Charles Perry's drama. One problem after another after another. We have a witness that says as long as I've known him, he's a sex weirdo. He'll troll women. He'll find divorced women with kids, puts hidden cameras in their home when they're at work and shit, and then begins to broadcast them on the dark web. He's raking money in. These women don't know they're being watched in the privacy of their house. And then he gets them fired. Then he makes sure they don't find another job. Then he has the family berate them. He stalks the family too. Stalkers stalk the family or use the family to stalk, or both. And so then he'll make sure they don't get another job. They lose the house. Then he has the ex take the kids away. He's a sex sadist. He's dysfunctional. It's a mental disease. It's not a trophy. He'll type in my phone, I'm here. I can see you. And I'm like, oh my God, you're disgusting. Get the fuck out of my phone. Mr. Perry, stalking is a felony. Hacking is a felony. Peeping is a felony. Witness tampering is a felony. Privacy violations, on and on and on. Felony after felony after felony after felony. And when we start quoting you, police get me something that, the Fabian puzzle. They got me the Fabian puzzle, the McNamara email. You act like you have no fucking idea what it means that we have those two documents alone are huge. And we can tell you have no idea what it means that I have that. No fucking idea, do ya? You can't even understand what people say. We understand you have Huntington's disease or Alzheimer's or both. And you literally don't understand what people are saying to you. Every time you cause me 1 minute of my time, 1 minute of my privacy, $1, 1 penny, one problem. You send me upside down orders because you hack in my phone here, my Dasher app. Hacking is a felony. Did I say that already? You need a new attorney. One that can read the law. It's not a date, sir, it's a felony. The reason you guys are getting told on all the time, Geppetto, Blankenship, Desiree, Calvin, Muffin Man, is because everybody's sick and tired of what you're putting me through, and my family, and the Millers and the Neelys. People don't like suffering. We're sorry that you do. There's something wrong with you. That's not normal. It's fucking not normal. You're fucked up people, all of you. So look at this. Look what he says. Perry says the same thing. I got pictures of you to prove I'm not stalking you. I'm gonna get you. I hear the same thing every damn day. Crazy shit. And she's telling him the same thing I've told y'all. Leave my family the fuck alone.
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that the
feel?
one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I don't
gonna
give
get
a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
a
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army.
I can't get a real life date with you, so I'm gonna fuck up your whole life. What kind of men sit around on their fat, lazy asses, beating down a woman, trying to cause failure, trying to cause, one problem after another? You guys are a bunch of cowards. Grow a pair. Act like men. The men that help me, that protect me from you, Charles, we have no words. We have no fucking words for the pathetic that you people are. No words. I mean, what kind of guys sit around and do that? All fucking day, Richard. You tell us. You explain it. You're gonna have to in your trial, Charles. What possessed you? Hang on a second.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so the 14th of September 2022 is the date. And so this thing happened a while ago. I guess Lynn is mad that I found out I have a granddaughter. Wow, Lynn. When was it up to you, sir? You're in as much trouble as Charles Perry is because of your fraud in my son's custody thing. You got a fraud thing there you need to worry about. And keeping my inheritance money. That's not your money. You need to give that to me. I understand that Mr. Robertson and Mr. Perry called you and told you not to. Why are you listening to a criminal? You used to be a cop. Didn't you used to be a cop? And I understand today that I'm quoting you. We need to. This right here was in March 2022. We need to get her back to Texas where we can do more to her. And then there's this. February of last year. We're gonna make it where she can't make any money. DoorDash hack where she gets a bunch of upside down orders and doesn't make any money or jam it up so it doesn't work at all. And to make sure she can't pay the bill. Interference with contracts and commerce with intent to coerce a lie. Which means I'm telling the truth. Right, Lynn? Weren't you a cop? You are something, Lynn. You're in as much trouble as Charles. You're one to talk. I didn't want her to know she had a granddaughter. You're in a lot of legal trouble. You have no idea. There's about to be a legal shitstorm hit for all you. Right, Blankenship? Right, Richard? Right, Desiree? Right, Muffin Man? Right, Geppetto? How do I even know your names? Right, Richard? Ringtone Richard. Get a ringtone, Richard. So, this was who, Calvin? Can we not get her to mind us? You live on Noah's Ark. You know what? Back in the day of way back when, men who abused women got the shit beat out of them. You got taken behind the woodshed and beat the fuck out of you until you manned you up. Taught you how to behave and be a gentleman. And so should we apply all the rules equally now? If you want to apply some sort of misogynist back hillbilly, way back when, whatever, let's do it all. Why don't we just do it all? Right? So this was in February. We're going to get her kicked out of her house. We can't do it for money because of the COVID thing. We can take her money, make it where she can't pay the bill, or appeal. And then there's this. A couple days later, she did it. Right here. Right there, February 15th, she did what you told her. So that's an I told you so. This is your guy, right? Isn't that your guy? This is the McNamara email, right? I'm telling my ex-husband. He threatened a false arrest to coerce a lie. In October 29, 2015, which she did carry that out a few months later. I always have this before, Geppetto. Did you tell David, does she have sage? Does she take communion? Why aren't my spells working on her? Aren't you a witch, Geppetto? Yeah. So my ex-husband does do exactly, there's all these, they're trying to get her kicked out of her home, so she has no choice but to call her ex-husband and go to Texas, where we can do more to her. I'm telling my ex-husband, dude, he's gonna fucking kill me. To which he responds, I don't care. First, he's gonna pay for a week of my hotel. And then the hotel refuses payment, kicks me out, threatens to call the cops. I have to leave all my stuff there. I lost everything I have. Everything. All my clothes, toothbrush, toothpaste, everything. Absolutely everything in 30 seconds. Gone. They stole my property. Mr. Constwheeler. Where is it? Where is it now? And, that's part of stalking, isn't it? Isn't it? They threaten this stuff for months. We've had this stuff for a long time. Cops from somewhere else, not TPD. Cops from somewhere else got me the McNamara email. What cops got me that, Charles? What is the significance that I had it before you did it? 3 months before. David, do you know? Anybody know? Anybody put this stuff together? What it means that I have that? When you cause suffering for one person, it pisses everybody off. So we don't have problems getting information, you do. So I guess you guys were asking all my family, did you ever hear her talking to her granddad about policing? Do you remember what they said? Could it be, did you hear him talking to her about anybody that might be doing this, helping her? Who got her the McNamara email? Who got her the Fabian puzzle in jail? Who's doing all that? Who's telling her our names? Richard Blankenship. Geppetto, Muffin Man is a nickname. Right? Desiree. So, every time you take my money, a penny, 1 minute of my time, 1 second of my privacy, every day Mike's in jail, every time you cause a loss or problem, we get more. It has been that way every day for 7 years. You proved out the witness today. You tried to get me fired, didn't you? Hack my GPS and take me to way off the... my ex-husband's trying to help get me coaxed and coerced like he did Mike. How'd you know Mike had to be begged to go to Pensacola so we could try to kill him and then frame him and get rid of them? Him and Lucky, they were doing their job. So, look at all this. Looks like her family's trying to be used to kidnap her. So my ex-husband was going to pay a week. If he can't pay to one hotel, why not just pay another? Instead, he paid a day and then starts trying to coerce me for you. So that flagged off my guys. You got a problem. You're going to have to explain that. Where did he get the money? Dennis, my son, ripped my ass. And, my ex-husband does not have any right to call him up and badmouth me. I never do that to him. Ever do I call my son and badmouth his dad. Never. It's beneath me. So my son's ripping my ass and tells me in the process, you have a granddaughter. If you want to see her, you better behave. Go to Texas. Yep, my granddaughter's going to get to have a life without you in it, even if it means I have to sleep in my car. That's what's going to happen with my granddaughter. Whether I get to see her or not, I don't bother my son. I don't bother him at all. If he wants me to see his kid, he can bring her up here and I'll see her. I'm not going to pester him about it. I'm not Lenny Kathy Hall. I'm the polar opposite. I make every effort not to be anything like them. Or like you. People don't like suffering. They don't like it. So we don't have problems getting misinformation like this. These are recordings of y'all. Mr. Constwheeler, are you in any of this? Is any of that you? I mean, you got another police department working on this, sir. So I have to call DoorDash and talk to them and fix my problem. Because I gotta, look at my ratings are very high. 4.83. I got a lot of compliments. Finally, after I get through the support, I'm able to address the problem. It wasn't my fault. Your GPS took me way off the beaten path. By the way, it cost me a lot of gasoline, too. Was this you? Your person? You hack? Your hack? Perry? Hacking is a felony. So, these are my ratings. Absolutely amazing. She's very friendly. 12 times went above and beyond. I mean, that's pretty good ratings, don't you think? You're trying to mess that up so you get me fired, just like the witness says? Are you going to prove up my witness, Mr. Perry? Is that what you're trying to do? To force me back to Texas? Like you guys keep saying, my guys record you. We need her eaten out of a dumpster, so she thinks she has no choice but to lie for us. Because she's telling the truth. Right? You guys get off on hurting people? We don't have problems getting information. Please go take away her car. Please get her car away from her. Please take her car away from her. And then David, we get her walking, then we'll see what she does. Then she'll lie for us. Right, David? Who actually has the recordings, Mr. Consueler? What court are they going to come out in? So all of these are recordings. All of these are recordings. Right, Mr. Perry? All of those are recordings. Who has the actual recordings? That you want to kidnap me? Huh? My dad's mad that I found out I have a granddaughter? Wow. We shouldn't have had Dennis do that. Nope. You should have stayed out of my business. Look at that. These are David's texts. Yeah, I gave you arsenic. And I'm like, I'm not, I guess about this text, you guys also said they, back then, knew that she was working in or with law enforcement. Not in, with. I'm going to clarify. I have a title. What that title is none of your business. Comply with the law, then you don't have anything to worry about, right? They knew that back then, and they said something to her about it, or she wouldn't have sent that text. They knew then, back in 2015. Do you see this? Please take our car away. Then she'll lie. I can't get a real date. For 13 years. You see that butt in? They got that to me in jail. It's very specific. Look at what all this, we knew Mike was drugged. I mean, I'm just reviewing the things I've already reviewed. We had to coax Mike, like we're trying to coax her to Texas so we can do something to her. We had to coax Mike to Pensacola to do something to him. How'd you know who did it? Did you know who did it? Who are his other victims? Are you looking at this, Consueler? Did you watch the Netflix special, Unbelievable, about the true life rape of Mark O'Leary, was raping women? And they arrested one of these young ladies and charged her a fine of $500 for making a false police report. But guess what? Inept cops did that. Really good cops caught the bitch. Found a camera and found that little girl's picture on the camera with her driver's license on her. She said, I felt like he put something on my stomach. It was her driver's license and he took a picture of it. So there was evidence that she was indeed raped by this man. So then the city had to pay her, like, I don't know, a bunch of money, Mr. Consueler, because they failed. And then guess what happened? The guy continued to reoffend, like Charles, Dave, Josh, Joe, Matt, and Calvin, and all these little guys who like picking on women because they don't have a, they're cowards. Do you see that? I mean, we don't understand what you're doing, sir. But every time we quote you, every time we fucking quote you, these are all David's texts. David Robertson tried to say he wasn't working with Charles. Well then, why were you trying to kill me? Because I just met you. I didn't know you from Adam. So, but for being hired as a hitman, what was your interest in murdering me with arsenic or phenobarbital or both? Why didn't I get a blood test? You degraded my evidence, Mr. Perry. Everybody watches Las Vegas CSI or Forensic Files or, Discovery Channel or the First 48, and they understand you got to properly collect the evidence as soon as possible and preserve it. So I never got a blood test. We don't know who you fuckers think you're fooling. This was also recorded earlier today. My guys got it in. I heard it. Every minute of my time you take up, every penny I lose. Every night I have to sleep in my car. Every time you violate my privacy, every time you cause a problem for me, we get more. Because My guys get pissed off. They're chivalrous. They think you protect women and children. You don't attack them. And so we get more. And you act like you have no fucking idea what that means. Right, Blankenship? Who the fuck are you? So, do we got to redo the list here for you? Of all the stuff we found out? Your little code words? Micro shrugged? Go to the dealership. And then one of you guys said, well, you can't trust anybody at that club or her family or that car guy. You can't trust any of those people. They're talking. And the guy said to you, she's not quoting them, she's quoting you. So, when she torpedoed my case. Well, there was no crime. There was no false police report. Matt, where was my blood test? Where was my blood test, Mr. Constwheeler? So, I mean, all of these, recording after recording after recording, and those are subject lines of the recordings. Get her eaten out of a dumpster, David. We've heard you a bazillion times talking about that, dude. Mind your own business. Go live. Go get a life. I didn't come up here to fight with you. I'm not Wyatt Earp. I didn't come into town to mop up. We understand you think you run TPD. We get it. You made your point. You have for a long time. You've bullied a whole lot of people for a very long time. They're sick of it. You too, Charles. Charlene, Petunia. You too. You feel pretty in that dress of yours, Charlene? Why don't you man up, grow up here, and move on like everybody else does when they're rejected? Everybody hates you. We don't have problems getting information. You do. So, I'm having to recap here. 1 minute of my time you take up. 1 penny of my money. 1 second of my privacy. Every day Michael Neely is in jail for what you did. We get more and more and more and more. So don't ask how did she find out. That's how right there. You piss off my guys, they got a lot of power. A lot of power. And they're chivalrous. They believe you protect women and children. You don't beat them down. And if you do, there's something wrong with you. If you like suffering, there's something wrong with you. Something very wrong with you. So, and Lynn, get off your high horse, dude. I don't know what's wrong with you. I didn't do anything to you. I'm your daughter. I'm sorry you have something wrong. You're just as bad as Charles. It is not my problem. It is not my fucking problem. I don't bother Tristan. I don't call him. I don't get, I'm not going over to try to, throw a fit and see his kid. If he wants me to say, Charles, I want you to shut up. Nobody cares what you think. Nobody understands why you think anybody cares what you think. We're tired of hearing it. Get out of my phone. Shut up. Just shut up. Will you please, Mark, explain to your client, every time he contacts me, we get more. Cause, effect. A 2-year-old can get that. Cause and effect. When you take up my time, when you invade my privacy, when you contact me and I told you to cut that the fuck out, I don't like it. So stop it. When you take something from me, they take something from you. That was never the intent. The intent is to just gather evidence of your crime. You're making it so easy, it's not fair. Nobody likes suffering, so they get pissed off, and everybody starts talking, and everybody starts working, and we get more. Right, Geppetto? Right, Blankenship? Right, Desiree? Right, Calvin? Right, Muffin Man? Right, Richard? Over and over, day after day, it's the same thing. Cause and effect, same and different before and after. We always get this stuff before. We get it when you're playing in it. We got Maine's raid covered like a motherfucker, right, Mr. Constwheeler? So, Charles, you have no chance of a date with me. You repulse me. So, Lynn, I mean, I'm not bothering Tristan. I'm not bothering his kid. I don't mind sleeping in my car so she doesn't have to have Mr. Perry bothering her. What are you doing to protect her from Mr. Perry? When you're doing something to protect her from Mr. Perry, he's the real danger. Can you look at Mike's case like I did, read the whole docket, and see plain as day there's no way he could have done that murder? He's a cop. I didn't ask for my money from Granny Grandlaw that they wanted me to have in 2007. Everybody told me y'all were going to steal it, and you did. Never mentioned it until I wanted it to help a cop who's in need of an assist. Where's his picture? Right here, Lynn. You used to be a cop. Can you not see he couldn't have done that? So until I wanted to help him, I didn't even ask for it. I never mentioned I even knew about it, did I? So you owe me interest on that money. Mr. Perry and Mr. Robertson, my guys tell me are going to make them pay the interest from the day they called you and said don't give it to her until the day I actually get that money. That is my money. You're stealing. Everybody said you would. Your parents are pieces of shit. Your granny worked very hard to save money to give it to you when she died, and your grandma did too. You don't know what grandma and I talked about. That's the funny thing. You don't have any idea. We didn't tell you. It's none of your business. Not any of your business at all, Lynn. You were the family disappointment. I'll tell you that. Okay? That's what we talked about. Sometimes is that you were the fucking family disappointment, and you were. You sucked as a dad. You sucked as a son. Now you want to try to control Tristan's life and who my granddaughter can see. Fine. That's fine. When you die, well, we can finally have a normal life. Okay? So, I don't care. I'll wait. We wait it out. It's fine. Tristan can do what Tristan wants to do. If I never see her, that's fine. Long as she doesn't have to have a life with Charles Perry in it. I'll sleep in my car. Mr. Perry likes starving women and he goes and jacks off, the witness says. Starves them to death, rakes it in on his sex exploitation online peep show that's pissed off some other countries, sir. They don't like that shit in their country. And some guys with a lot of power that are helping me pissed them off like a motherfucker. McNamara email was 7 years ago. We get it every day. More and more and more of what you just planned. What shitty thing you just planned to do to me. That's a criminal act in Oklahoma. I moved twice not to have to deal with it. Okay? You butt out of my business, princess. You feel pretty in that little dress you wear. See, everybody gets rejected. Everybody else just moves on. Why can't you? You're bothering me. And I asked you to quit it. Your stalking is a felony. Okay? You're pathetic. All of you are pathetic. So don't ask how did she find out. The answer to that is, well, the longer I'm broke, the longer you invade my privacy, the longer you cause problems for me, the longer my Eli is in jail, the more we get. Mr. Hall, you're going to have to, you can deal with them in that same court. Okay? And explain why you kept my money. Why you guys treat, Kathy, when I got a divorce, I said, I need to pay an electric bill, and I get paid on Friday, and it's due now. Can you help me? Yep, but you're going to pay me on Friday. Knowing she had my money. At that moment, I could have said something, and I said nothing. I took the high road. I said not a word. And on Friday, I had her paid. What kind of bitch does that, Kathy? I'm sorry you're like that. I'm really sorry you're like that. That's what you've stooped to. There was some of those kids at Teen Challenge that called me and cried for hours at what you guys put them through. One of them said, but they told me that my kid could have accredited school or not accredited school, but if he wanted accredited, I had to pay $1,000. So I sent him a check for $1,000. He's still in a non-accredited school. Then I call him and go, what? I paid $1,000. Why is he in a not accredited school? Oh, you didn't designate it was for that. Well, we talked to you on the phone. You knew that's what it was for. You stole his money. So you're just like that. There's a reason everybody said your grandparents left you money and you're not going to see it. Your parents will steal it. That was your reputation. And everybody knew you would do what you did. So Perry and Robertson can pay for the interest starting from the day they called you and said don't give it to her until the day I actually get it. You're going to pay the rest of it. Okay? It's what I hear. It's not within my control. That's somebody else's deal. Anyways, this is the man I was trying to help. Because he was trying to help me. He very nearly died. Now he's sitting in prison for a murder he didn't do. Because they wouldn't let me testify. I'm on the docket. I'm on the list. See? There's my subpoena right there. I'm the one that Sherlocked this. I'm the one that caught this, Lynn. You know what else? Some of those guys that used to be in New Mexico called each other and said, guess what? You remember Lynn Hall, the chaplain? Yeah. Okay, there's that sex weirdo group from Texas. I don't think they worded it exactly like that, but I don't remember exactly how they worded it. Yeah? They killed the cop. Guess who caught it? Lynn. Nope. His kid. Lynn's kid caught it. So, I'm very proud of that, Lynn. What you? You're the family disappointment, I guess. So, Anyways, Charles, don't contact me. Listen, motherfucker, I hate that. Get out of my phone. Shut up. I absolutely hate all forms of all your contact. Shut up and get away from me. You need to control yourself. I heard that happened too. Somebody told you. You really need to control yourself. Get off your ass and go work. Where's Jacqueline, Jordan, and Matthew when you're sitting around on your fat, lazy, perverted ass bothering me all day? Get out. Get the fuck out of my life. I came here to get away from you and be with my family and heal and raise my kid and not be bothered by you day after day after day after day. When you ask me, how did she find out? It is because Mr. Perry contacted me and I asked him not to, and he did it anyways. So did you. You caused me a problem. 1 minute of my time, 1 penny of my money, 1 minute of my privacy, and Mike Neely's in jail. We'll get more and more until your arrest. Okay? Nobody's telling y'all anything. You know why? Because you're horrible people. It's not worth the risk of getting someone else killed. All of you. Right, Geppetto? Your seances aren't working, are they? Does she have sage? Is she taking communion? Nope. I'm not going to tell you. You don't need to know. That's pretty powerful right there. I got that in jail. So all these texts from David, you can see the conversations with about Fabian, can't you? I'm not wired up. I didn't come into town to mop up. I don't even want to know about this stuff. Whatever corruption is going on here, I don't want to know about it. Why would? And believe me, everybody was asking me some. I mean, there's a reason I sent that text, and I don't. Let David explain why I sent that text. I'm just not going to. All these texts, there's a lot about Fabian here. Nothing political, is there, Princess Cuckoo Bird? You feel pretty in that little dress you wear, acting like a girl. I'm gonna beat down a woman because I can't get a date. Please take our car away. Please take our car away. Oh my God, the whining. Oh my God, the whining. Dear God, it's awful to hear. Awful. So, listen, I don't have a lot of time to do this. I'm busy. Jams up my app again. Here. Get out of my phone. The more you invade my privacy, the more we get. They invade yours. You reap what you sow. My guys have a court order to do that, and you don't. So if I quote you guys, someone, whoever I quote, that's because you pissed everybody off trying to hurt me. And our guys are chivalrous who protect women and children from bitches like you. Pathetic little nothing bitches who pick on women and kids. They feel like tough guys. You're a bunch of pussy cowards. Back in the day, they used to take you out behind the woodshed and beat the fuck out of you and man you up. Make you act like a gentleman. So if you want to apply the rules of subjugation and whatever, I don't even back hillbilly, I think you guys don't understand because I don't speak hillbilly. Are your mom and dad and your aunt and uncle the same? I mean, when you fuck with me, it's different. You get told on every day. Same thing. Same, different, cause and effect. Before and after. We always say it before. You get caught planning it. Sometimes you know that and you do it anyway. So, all this stuff here, these quotes here, these are like subjects of the emails of y'all's sub-conversations. Get her to take the yellow brick road, ringtone, shoe print. The ones about the shoe print, the ones about the ringtone, the ones about your yellow brick road. Your coaxing again, your enticement. We're gonna beat her down, take all her money, and then entice her with something so she'll lie. Because she's telling the truth. We need her to lie. We're gonna force her against her will to do it. Every time I get an upside down order for DoorDash, we get more. Because you guys send those. Every time I get my picture taken, where I live in Oklahoma, not Texas, by you, to prove you're not stalking me in Oklahoma, not Texas. I don't go to Texas. I'm doing everything I can not to go to Texas. I'm sleeping in my car. The longer I have to sleep in my car, the more we're going to get until you're arrested. So when you choose what you do, remember, you can live with your choices, right? No one's making you fuck with me. And every time you do, it's the same thing. We get more. It's like you like that. It's so easy, it's not even fair.
Stop me! Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. me. That's
No,
what I
no,
mean.
no. Just talk
Leave
to
me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens?
want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave
happened?
me alone.
What
Please leave me alone. Please, stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't.
About
Stop
stress.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's
No,
what I
no,
mean.
no. Just talk
Leave
to
me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens?
want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone.
What's-
Please leave me alone. Please, stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't.
About
Stop
stress.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's
No,
what I
no,
mean.
no. Just talk
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever
happens?
want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you.
Stepdad's been raping you.
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk.
Alright, so Perry will type in my phone, I can see you. I can stalk you. I can do this and get away with it. If we're quoting you, are you getting away with it really? See, our shrink is very, very certain you're mentally retarded and unable to properly ascertain what is actually happening when you get told on. That you don't understand exactly what that means. So you prove her right or you prove her wrong. That's balls in your court. But I know if you're getting caught and told on and you're asking who your leaks are, then are you really getting away with something? What is it you think you're getting away with? You and David. You tell us. Where's the I guess somebody else told you. I don't have any evidence of a political vendetta. I have a lot of conversations about Fabian and stalking. And you're butting into her life and she doesn't like that. You're making unwanted contact with her and she doesn't like that either. Those are the conversations. I'm not seeing anything political here. I'm also seeing a woman doesn't consent. She doesn't like you. So you have to exclude political vendetta and you have to exclude consent. All you're left with is stalking, and that's a felony. So it's not a date, it's a felony. Now, our shrink believes, because of the way that you respond inappropriately, that you're mentally retarded. So you prove her right or you prove her wrong. That ball is in your court. All right?
For 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Stepdad's been raping you. That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
Okay, now as far as my son goes, he's all pissed off because his dad's helping me, right? I'm just some loser mom. I taught my child to tithe. We would give our kids allowance, and the first thing we made them do is give us back 10%. We put that money in an envelope, and then on Sunday when we went to church, we told them to put it into the offering. Mr. Consueler. So for my son to say something like that to me, that he First of all, my ex-husband should have never told him that. An adult old fart man has no business taking an emotional dump on a child. If he really did that. Because I think all three of us know that my ex-husband doesn't have the money to help me. You are giving him the money. So he hasn't lost a damn thing, has he? Which is it? Is it his money or your money? Did you tell my son to behave the way he did because he behaved wrong? He behaved wrong. I taught my kids, you give. You have a chance to give, give. Okay? That's the way I taught my kids to be. And to be chivalrous. And to be kind to women. And protect women and kids. Not say the things, horrible things to me he said. I had to block him. I couldn't I couldn't do it. I said, I'm not gonna badmouth your dad to you. I'm not gonna do it. I've never done it before. I'm not gonna start now. There were things that we had to discuss when he lived with me. We had to discuss it. My son could clearly hear his dad screaming and yelling at me over the phone. The same way that one recorded conversation was, only it was actually worse. So there's certain things that we had to discuss. We had to. After my son moved out, I don't talk bad about his dad. There's a couple of times where I've said there's two sides to this. Your dad's doing things he shouldn't do. It makes me very uncomfortable. Unless I absolutely have to, I try not to badmouth his dad to him ever. They're opening the door. I don't call Dennis and tell him anything bad about his dad. Never ever have I done that. So, whoever is teaching my son to do something that I prefer he not be taught, it's better than a millstone be hung around your neck, that you be thrown into the sea, than to cause a little kid to stumble. It's better for you that you're dead. Jesus said that, not me. I mean, be very careful when you start fucking with people's children. Okay? Mr. Perry, in your criminal trial, let's hope the jury has some sort of empathy for your child abuse bullshit story. Because people don't like suffering. They just don't like it. And we don't have problems getting information, sir, you do. David, same for you. Calvin, same for you. Matt, Josh, Joe, same for y'all. We have no problems at all getting information, you do. We don't have leaks, you have leaks. We don't make the kind of phone calls y'all are making. Is it you? Is it you stopping my crime? Are you stopping my crime? We don't make those kind of phone calls. You're making those phone calls. And we know you're making those phone calls. Okay? We know because the longer I'm broke, I'm sleeping in my car, the longer Mike Neely is in jail. Every minute of my time that you're taking up, invading my privacy, every day you invade my privacy, and every penny you take, every time I get a fucking upside down order because you sent it, we get more and more and more and more. We don't have leaks, you do. We can get information, you can't. Everybody's sick and tired of you. Everybody else sees y'all like this.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want to pray for this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything.
By the way, it has been that way every day for 7 years. Cause and effect. Doesn't get any more mental slow than y'all. Again, Charles Perry, our shrink believes with everything in her that you are mentally retarded. Prove that right or prove that wrong.
You don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not. Unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't